Good evening and welcome in to the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heinemann and Associates. We want to welcome you into Alta High. I'm Alex Napoles, happy to be joined by Nate Carter. And Nate, it's September 1st. That's officially fall here in Utah.
Yeah, the weather has turned out. We get some overcast, maybe a sprinkle of rain tonight. Happy to be in the booth.
Here we are at Alta High, getting ready for this Region 6 matchup. We're already at Week 4. Most schools across the state are ready to begin region play, and we have a big matchup here as the Alta Hawks get ready to play their first game in this new region. Nate, what do we expect from Alta tonight?
Alta's come out strong, 3-0 on the season. The toughest matchup they've seen so far will be these East Leopards. Look forward to seeing Matt McKee lead this offense, and hopefully we'll win for him tonight.
This is an Alta team who up to this point of the season has only allowed 26 points. Their defense is something we got to keep an eye on tonight, Nate.
Yeah, you love to see that they've been able to play disciplined defense throughout all three games this season so far. Hope it continues for them.
On the other side, we have the East Leopards, someone who's been a part of Region 6 for a while now. Their first region game of this year is to come over to Alta to play again in this new look Region 6, who is just covered in talent from top to bottom. What do we expect from the East Leopards tonight?
Yeah, East Leopards, better than their record. They fought a tough Orem team and a dominant Sky Ridge team. Still have a lot to prove to come out tonight and prove the state what the heck got.
Here's a fun fact. The East Leopards still looking for their first in-state win of the season. Their win last week was Coronado of Nevada.
Yeah, definitely a great showing out. There could be a turnaround point for this Leopard team as they were able to take care of business early.
This is a very competitive Region 6. You got teams like Brighton, like East, like Alta, like Olympus. This is a region that probably the entire state is going to have their eyes on this year.
Yeah, a lot of friends and family have attended all those schools. Very well-known programs across the state.
We are moments away from kickoff here at Alta High School. And we do just want to throw in something here real quick. Tonight, the Alta Hawks, their student section, decked out in green in support of their Canyon District partner, Corner Canyon.
Yeah, tough to hear a student passing this week. Love to see all the support, everyone coming out showing green in remembrance for the student.
As lacrosse player Paxton Newell, who unfortunately passed away, and so the entire Canyon School District down here in the southern part of the valley will be supporting the green out in remembrance of Paxton Newell of Corner Canyon High School.
All right, kickoff coming up. Alex, we have East Leopards ready to receive, and this Alta kickoff team headed out to the field.
So back deep to return for the East High Leopards. It looks like it's Kenyon McGinn, as well as Kingston Cooper for the East Leopards. To kick off for the Alta Hawks, we have...
Looks like it could be 83, Michael Matthews. Double check it. These dark on gray jerseys are a little tougher to see in the booth, Alex.
It'll be a fun night to kind of watch this. Looks like 67, Caden Kerrigan to kick us off. 67, Caden Kerrigan for the Alta Hawks to get things rolling. Again, just seconds away from kickoff. 6A region play, or excuse me, 5A Region 6 play is underway here at Alta High School as Alta gets it off. East now on the return, going out to the left. Makes a couple guys miss and then brought down at about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, number 0, Marcus Lorscher on the return, able to fight up to that return side, able to get to that 26-yard line before taken down by the gang of Alta Hawks.
And so we'll have the East High Leopards here up first. Again, just looking for a win tonight. A good win to start off region play, sitting at 1-2. Close losses to Orem by a score of 1 point. That was 21-20. And then the loss to Skyridge, as we have the whistle and the flags coming out prior to the play. But the loss to the Skyridge, which was 47-23, and then coming off that win last week, 49-33 against Coronado.
Yeah, a little roller coaster ride for the Leopards so far this season as they get helped out, making the Alta Hawks jump outsides for a quick 5 yards. Looks like we have Damon Crosby under center tonight. These Leopards have worked out a couple of different quarterbacks so far this season.
We'll say this about the East Leopards, too. That O-line is probably one of the better O-lines in this state. As the ball is snapped, handoff, ran up the middle and taken down after about a gain on that play, Nate.
Yeah, quick dive there by number 2, Nuno Fanua, one of the leading rushers in this squad, and doing a great job with some beefy linemen in front of him.
This is a team who loves to just pound it on the ground. And here they'll go through the air. The pass out, caught, and taken down. That's enough for the first down. Nice pitch there from Damian Crosby. And the lights come on, Nate, so hopefully we can see the numbers a bit better out there.
Yeah, it's fun to see these LEDs turn on so much quicker as they get that first down and start moving down the field on this first drive of the night.
Crosby again, line up in the shotgun, takes a snap, handoff, keeps it. It's Crosby now running out to his right, enough for the first, still on his feet, and brought down after about an 11-yard gain there from Crosby.
Yeah, great job on the keeper by Crosby as he's able to bounce to the outside, get down the field for 11 yards, moving them into enemy territory.
Hawks number 4, Abe Yeager, and number 10, Jackson Chwala. First and 10, East.
So here comes Crosby, getting ready again, lining up under center. This time Fanua in the backfield. Up to Fanua. Fanua somehow sneaks past that line, and he's able to get a decent gain on that play.
Yeah, Fanua off the quick snap, trying to catch the defense on their heels, able to dive right up for a quick 6 yards before he's taken down. Crosby running to the sideline for the next play. Leopards huddled up, ready to execute.
So with Crosby out. Now as Crosby in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls out to his right, still on his feet, brought down for the sack. And that's that Alta defense getting in the backfield and taking him down for the first sack of the afternoon.
Yeah, first contact there. I saw by number 3, Tony Vayanuku, able to wrap him up Crosby. He was going nowhere on that play.
We gave praise to that O-line for East, but we got to talk about this Alta D-line too, because they are very good. They got some good size, some good speed, and so we'll keep an eye on that D-line tonight for Alta.
Yeah, easy to see the size of these defensive linemen for the Alta Hawks, running a 4-3.
Crosby again will line up under center. And a false start as the flags come out prior to the play.
That'll be a false start calling against the Leopards. That'll set them back 5 yards. Still remain the same.
Yeah, a bit of a jerky motion for Crosby under center. Could have been caught out of the corner of the eye of the right tackle as he was flying off the ball.
And so it's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the visiting Leopards. 13 yards to get the first down, ball on the 48-yard line. And just remember that the clock, we'll try to keep it timed up as best as we can, but the clock on the screen is not official. As we get close to the halfway mark here in the first quarter, another flag coming out prior to the snap.
Yeah,
No, the ref had the flag. He was ready to throw it. but they got a timeout off before.
Yeah, time off right as the clock expired. Call.
I want to welcome you back into Alta High School. Still here early in the first quarter. It is a 0-0 score at the moment, but East has been putting on a good drive to start, Nate.
Yeah, so far able to get over the 50-yard line and then just recently pushed back by a penalty. Hopefully be able to convert a 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13 coming up for the East High Leopards. Ball on the 48-yard line, and this time it'll be Alta who gets a little jumpy on the line.
Yeah, both teams excited for this new region matchup. Second offsides here against Alta, pushing them back against another 5 yards, making it another 3rd and 8 for the Leopards.
3rd and 8, ball on the 47. Ball snapped, Crosby, handoff, straight up the middle, and taken down after 4 yards on the game, but it won't be enough for that first.
Yeah, Fanua again with the handoff, running strong. Listed at 5'8", able to get under the pads of the defense and keep pushing up the field. Bringing out a 4th and about 4th and 4 for the Leopards to be able to. It looks like they're going for it.
Crosby and his offense deciding to stay out there, going for it on 4th down here early in the first. Crosby under center, takes the handoff to Fanua. Fanua gets enough for the first.
Fanua, the 5-yard machine early in this game, as he's able to pick up that first down, move the sticks, gets him out of a risky 4th down situation.
Taken by the Hawks, number 15, Bear Turner.
The Seaside Leopards team always prides themselves in the running game. They've always had good running backs come through this school, and Fanua is no exception to that rule. Fanua is a fantastic runner, and we hope to see a lot of him tonight. Crosby now will go under center.
2 men in motion. Looks like we have another timeout by the Leopards.
8 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Another timeout taken by the Eastside Leopards. A little bit of confusion there on the line. Nate, what'd you see?
Yeah, 2 men in motion. Tough situation to be in. Miscommunication out there. Good job on head coach Brandon Mitch to recognize that and call timeouts to get everyone on the same page.
Nate, do you go camping a lot?
Oh, I'm an indoor kid, Alex.
Well, if you do go camping a lot, head over to Igloo Outfitters. The coziest wearable sleeping bag has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in the comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments. East now setting up for a 1st and 10. Ball on the 38-yard line. They've been putting on a good drive. Crosby under center, looking to throw. Out wide, that's a catch. That's going to be Kafusi, who takes it up the sideline, gets the first down and plenty more. About a 15-yard gain on that. The 18-yard gain on that one, and East now knocking on the red zone.
Yeah, sadly, flag is down. Looks like it'd be going against the offense, as we see another ineligible receiver downfield. Something that has been called a lot so far this season. Definitely a big focus for the refs these years.
So Junior Kafusi's 18-yard catch is going to be called back off after the penalty.
1st and 15. Check that. 1st and 15 for East.
And they've always been throwing these penalties when there's been a big gain on for the offense as well.
East now back to the line. 1st and 15, ball on the 43. 7:54 left to go here in the first. Fumble recovered by Alta. One back by the Hawks.
Yeah, Crosby with the keeper, not able to hold on to it after contact. Number 2, Malay, able to fall on it and get the ball back. Great job by the Alta defense flying around and being able to get their offense on the field.
With a big hit, guards the ball loose.
And so with 7:50 left to go here in the first, we'll have a chance to see this Hawk offense come out for the first time. And this is a very good high-scoring offense for Alta. We'll see what they're able to do here on their first, as Matthew McKaya ready to take the snap in the shotgun, back to throw. Looking to throw, goes out to Tuala, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, McKaya able to read that double move, get the ball down the field, not able to connect to his wide receiver. Like the aggressiveness from the Alta Hawks early, looking for early points on the board.
Jackson Tuala, the sophomore receiver, standing at 6'3", goes incomplete, and so it'll be 2nd and 10, ball on the 44-yard line for the Hawks. Takes the snap, handoff, this time run up the middle by Graham Mullally, and brought down after 2 yards of the game. Or excuse me, that was Anthony Cottis on the run.
Yeah, quick handoff there. Trying to get up the field here to make it hopefully more manageable. 3rd and 8 for Alta in their first offensive series.
So McKaya with Anthony Cottis lined up in the backfield, the junior running back. Rolls out to his right. Keeps it. Gets about 6 yards on that game, but it's going to be short of the first. And so it's going to bring a 4th down for Alta.
Yeah, Matt McKay, a big 6'2" quarterback, able to lay a pretty good hit on that first contact, bringing up this 4th and 4.
And so Matt McKay and this offense are going to stay out there for the 4th down, 4th and 3 to go. But we're going to get a timeout prior to timeout taken by the Alta Hawks, and we'll take one as well here on the Rewind Sports Network. We're still here in the first quarter, tied at 0-0.
Yeah, after a bit of a freeze play stand on 4th down, looks like the Alta Hawks have elected to punt.
And so the punt team out for the Hawks. They'll just kick this one away and try to pin the Leopards deep. That ball is just punted away. And it'll just roll back into the end zone, out for the touchback, and so East will come out for its second drive for the evening.
Yeah, tough first series here for the Hawks as they're trying to find rhythm tonight. Defense already got a big turnover for you early on. Hopefully they'll be able to keep that momentum going.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. We'll see potentially Damon Crosby come out with his offense again after the fumble. And we'll see what they're able to do on this drive. Damon Crosby with Fanua lined up in the backfield. Crosby takes the snap, handoff, and it's not Fanua, it's Otukolo, and Otukolo gets about 2 yards on that run.
Yeah, Otukolo a bit in the backfield in the twin back set, able to take that for a 3-yard gain.
Number 3,
Tony Bainuku again for the Hawks on the tackle. 2nd and 7 coming up for Alta. It's going to be Crosby going under center. Handoff this time to Fanua. Fanua out to the left, breaks one, but can't get past the Swarma Hawks as he's going to be stopped right at the marker. Should be enough for the first, but we'll see what where the officials spot it.
Yeah, I like the ability by the Leopards coaching staff to give Fanua in space on that reverse. He's able to come around, counter against the defense, pick up this 1st down.
So they will spot it with the gain, and so it's going to be first coming up for the East High Leopards. Ball on the 30-yard line. Quickly out to the line. Crosby line up in the shotgun. Handoff to Otokulo again, and this time Met in the backfield, taken down, and the flags come out after the helmets roll out.
Like a rock'em sock'em robot, that helmet went flying out of there. Couple flags down here, looking for the play call as it personal foul, face mask against the defense.
Keep an eye on Otukolo as well. He had a big game last week, getting a couple touchdowns along with Nunu Fanua for the East High Leopards. And so after that face mask, it'll set him up near the middle of the field. 1st and 10 coming up from the 45-yard line. Crosby again looking to go under center.
Another miscommunication with the wide receivers as they're getting set.
As the flags come out, that ball out to Kafusi. Kafusi making it back to the original line, but we'll see what this flag is on the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody was set there as they do a quick motion for the linemen to put their hands in the dirt when they snap the ball.
So the officials congregating at the middle. And so it's going to be false start against the East High Leopards.
Yeah, when running a lot of pre-snap theatrics, you need a very disciplined team to pull it off. Or else the refs will be calling them offside all night.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 after the face mask call from the Alta defense. We get the flag for the Leopards. And so we head back to the line on 1st and 15. Ball on the 40-yard line. Crosby under center. Hand up the middle to Otokulo. And brought down. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
And up on the middle to number 4, Nesio Otukolo.
Golo's helmet popped off again. Made great first contact on the linebackers in that second level. Bouncing around, able to get them to 2nd and 10 after the false start penalty.
Heading back to the line. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Leopards. Crosby lined up in the shotgun. Ball snap, looking to throw. Out to Kafusi. Kafusi brings it in. Trying to make a move, but can't get past that swarm of Hawks. And so actually that was Damian Otukolo on the catch.
The 1s and 7, very similar on the jersey, Alex. But yeah, great catch there. Wide receiver, senior out in the flats, able to get another 5 yards. A 3rd and 5 coming up for the Leopards.
3rd and manageable for East after being backed up by a couple of penalty flags. Crosby line up in the shotgun. We'll see what East can do here to convert as Crosby drops back to pass, rolls out to his right, has the first, still on his feet, and brought down by the Hawks. That was Jaeger on the tackle.
Great read there by Crosby, seeing DBs all running with his wide receivers back to him, able to find the seam and able to get out to the flats and get the first down. This is about the yardage that they got the turnover on their first drive, their second attempt. First attempt trying to get down into this Alta red zone.
So still, with how high-scoring East's last game was and how high-scoring Alta has been, we got 3 minutes left to go here in the first. Still tied as he's gobbled up in the backfield, and the flags come out again, Nate.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a dog pile happening on the running back. We'll see what the ref calls here. But all these running plays are keeping the clock running, draining through this first quarter as we have 3 minutes left.
That's an illegal shot block called against East.
And so it will go against the visitors, and it'll push them back.
First down.
Yeah, chop blocks are never fun, Alex. Got to protect the knees of all the players out there. That's a big penalty against the Leopards, pushing them.
First and 25 from East now.
First and 25 for the Leopards. Sorry.
So after Crosby uses his feet to get a huge gain, they're now backed up deep on first and 25. Ball on the 43-yard line. Crosby under center. Handoff to Fanua. Nunu Fanua out to the right and gets about 2 on that run.
And on to number 2, sweep across the right-hand side.
Yeah, Leopards hoping that this Alta defense would come out in a soft zone. Not the case here, as they're ready for him at the line of scrimmage.
Pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be second and 23 for East.
So second and 23 coming up for the visiting Leopards. Crosby line up in the shotgun. Looks like that's Nunu lined up in the backfield. Looking to throw out to Marcus the kosher and gets back to the original line.
Number 1 on the 5-yard out route. Oh, check that. Complete to number 0, Marcus Lurcher.
Yeah, Lurcher able to get a chunk of yards. Still sitting. It looks like it may come back after a holding call on the Leopard. It's going to be possible second and 32. Sorry, Alex, this math with all the penalties is getting tough to calculate quickly.
So another flag will push the Leopards back.
Second and 33 now.
Second and 33 coming up for the East Side Leopards. Ball on the 35-yard line. Crosby takes the snap. Looking to throw. Has to roll out to his right. Still on his feet. Crosby now has to make a move. And gets a good amount of yardage on the play. He got about 7 yards on that one.
Ball now runs, quarterback keeper. Pickup of about 9 on the play.
Yeah, pick up 8-9 yards on the play by Crosby, able to fight his way up. Looking at a third and 21 yards. Or third.
Still a long way to go.
Yeah, still crushing my brain right now to add up all the yards for the first, as they are deep in their own territory.
So Jimmy Crosby again lined up in the shotgun, takes the snap, dropping back to pass, steps up, out to the left, being chased, has to dump it off. That's a good pass out to, it looked like number 6, Kingston Cooper. Almost enough for the first. And so it's going to be 4th and 8 coming up.
Yeah, after 2 big plays, so deep behind the sticks, able to push it up to this 4th and 8 down. See what the Leopards respond.
So it's number 8, Tucker McCormick on the catch. So 4th and 8, a lot better than 2nd and 33. Crosby trying to go for it here on 4th, drops back again. Pressure coming, has to roll out to his left, dumps it off, and that's a first for the East Leopards.
Yeah, big first down after a 2nd and 32, able to pull this out. Refs calling it a catch, moving the sticks, and we have the East Leopards knocking on the door of this red zone.
What a play. And what effort from East to go from 2nd and 33 to come back on 4th down and convert.
Yeah, for a power running team, this is very impressive to see them able to pull that out of the bag, Alex.
First down coming up, ball on the 32-yard line. We have a minute 53, and the flag's coming out again prior to the snap.
Another offsides. Leopards not able to get out of their own way, will be starting behind the sticks again on this set of downs.
So the East High Leopards will be pushed back again. And don't forget that Heinemann and Associates is a flat rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you.
No false start. Fouled against East. That's a 5-yard penalty. Being first down, being first and 15. 1:53 to play in the first quarter.
So first down coming up for East. After the flags.
Check that on the 37.
Ball on the 37-yard line, first and 15. As the student section starts to get into it a little bit, but we got more flags coming out prior to the play.
Yeah, it looks like another false start here on the offense. Not able to communicate. Excited to jump off the ball. Pushing him back to a first and 20 after seeing a second and 32 converted for the Leopards. We know it's possible, but not ideal, Alex.
Again, East finds itself behind the sticks. First down coming up on the 42-yard line. This time Crosby steps up, still with Crosby, and he gets possibly 5 on the scramble. Nice there from Crosby to just get out of the pressure and get a few yards.
Yeah, Alta brought pressure on Crosby. He looked up, saw the pocket dissolve in front of him. Put his shoulder down, able to fight up for a 5-yard gain. But almost a second and 15.
Second and 15 coming up, ball on the 18-yard line. We have a minute and 10 left to go here in the first. Crosby, handoff, this time up the middle with Fanua, and Fanua brought down immediately.
Handoff off the right-hand side, number 2, Michael Fanua.
Yeah, great job there by the defensive line, able to swarm up on the line of scrimmage on Fanua, who's had a very productive day so far.
And so, hey, we've seen this one before. Third and 15. Ball on the 38. We'll see what the Leopards are able to do here on third. Crosby in the shotgun. There was a little bit of movement on the line. We'll see who this one goes.
Yeah, it looks like they should be able to call offsides on the defense. Be able to flip this at a 3rd and 10 for the Leopards. As we're seeing both sides of the ball eager to attack and jump early.
So a 3rd and much more manageable from the East Leopards as Crosby gets ready to take the snap. Drops back, looking to throw. Out wide. This one is dropped by Damian Otukolo.
Yeah, right through his hands right there. Right at the sideline, nowhere to go. If he did catch it, it was headed right out of bounds, bringing up a 4th and 11 for the offense.
4th and long coming up. Can Crosby do it again?
Bring a 4th down. 4th and 11 for East.
4th down, ball on the 33. Ball snap, Crosby drops back to pass, looking to throw, and that is caught, and a first down coming up for East after a catch from Tate. And again, they do it on 4th down, Nate.
Yeah, another 4th down magic here for the Leopards as the sophomore Tate hauls it in, able to put him into the red zone for the first time tonight, bring up a fresh set of downs from the 17-yard line.
We'll see if they decide to go for it. No, that'll bring us to the end of the first. Again, surprisingly, with how high scoring these guys' last 2 games have been, we're tied at 0-0 at the end of the first, Nate.
After 3 possessions, we're able to see this game leave its first quarter 0-0 both sides.
And so we reach the end of the first quarter, tied at 0-0 here at Alta High School. Stick with us for second quarter action when we return. Welcome back into Alta High School. It is the Alta Hawks taking on the East High Leopards in this Region 6 matchup down here in the new 5A. We're tied at 0-0. East with possession after getting the first down and 10. Ball on the 16, hand up right up the middle to Fanua. And gets a good gain on that one, Nate.
Yeah, another speed dive Fanua for, looks like a 8-yard gain on the play almost.
Tackled by number 5, Calvin Leopards. Pick up 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 coming up for the Leopards. Inside the red zone for the second time this evening. Ball on the 11-yard line. Hand up right up the middle again to Fanua. Fanua is able to just sneak by and gets enough for the first for East.
Yeah, sneaking down. We'll see where the spot is. Possibly not going to give it to him here, bringing up a 3rd and short on this play as we see this East run game able to chew up the clock and still march down the field.
So 3rd and inches coming up on the 6-yard line. It's power versus power. Ball handed off, but the flags come out prior to the play.
Yeah. East coming out with a power look there. 3 running backs in the backfield. Hand it off. It looks like there was a timeout called by Alta before the play was snapped to get ready for that look before the play was able to get off.
And so we have a special offer for you here on the Rewind Sports Network from Advanced Window Products. The fall window sale gets $2,000 off 10 windows or more. Financing available 60 months with 0 interest for a limited time only. Get your new windows now before the weather starts to cool down and the snow flies.
Here we are, first day of September, and the weather is starting to get a little chilly on us.
I said it's fall now in the state of Utah. I'm going to go home this weekend and put up my Halloween decorations.
I'm going to have a bowl of soup and sit by the fireplace.
Coming out of the timeout.
So after the timeout, we set up with a 3rd and inches, ball on the 6-yard line. Again, just power versus power. East versus Alta. Ball is snapped, handoff, taken down, and touchdown, East.
East line up in the wishbone formation, able to pound it in there. Big touchdown for the senior Fanu, who has marched up and down the field.
So it's Nunu Fanua who gets the first points on the board here early in the second. It's a 6-0 East lead. And here comes the kicking team to make it 7. That's going to be kicker number 99, Lucas Viana, the senior for the East High Leopards. As that kick is up, and that kick is good for East High. It is a 7-0 East lead, and we'll take a step away here on the Rewind Sports Network. And so we want to welcome you back into Alta High. It is the East Leopards who have taken the 7-0 lead after Nunu Fanua finds himself in the end zone after a 3rd and short. East ready to kick things off again, and we'll have an opportunity to see the Alta Hawks for only the second time this evening.
Leopards so far dominating time of possession.
As that one will just go straight through the end zone and out for the touchback. And so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Hawks.
Hawks will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, I've only seen 3 offensive plays from Alta so far, as Matt McKea marches back out to the field with this Hawks offense.
3 lined up on the near side. 3 receivers lined up near side. McKay will go in the shotgun. That's going to be Anthony Cottis in the backfield. Receiver in motion. Hand up to Cottis right up the middle. Cottis still on his feet, powering through. Gets maybe 4 yards on the gain. Nice run there from Cottis, just right up the middle.
Yeah, so far strong running games from both teams as we're able to see another 5-yard dash from a running back.
2nd and 5 coming up on the 25-yard line. Alta trying to get this drive going. And we'll have a change-up prior to the snap.
East trying to hide pressure.
Hand up again to Cottis, who's just taken and met in the backfield. What a play from that East High defensive line.
East High trying to disguise pressure as they're able to meet the running back right at the handoff, halting immediate forward progression, pushing that behind the line of scrimmage.
Great play there from this East High defensive line. Pushes back Anthony Cottis in this offense. 3rd and 8 coming up on the 22-yard line. They need to get it to past the 30 for the first. As Makaya just drops back to pass, looking deep, and that is intercepted! Taken over by the Leopards!
Second turnover for these Leopards so far as they're able to get the ball again from Mikaya. Hands in his face as he let that one go. Marcus able to haul it in, running up the sideline, and be able to see this Leopard rushing attack on the field again.
And so that's going to be the second takeaway of the evening. One from each side. We had the fumble from the Leopards earlier. Now we have the interception from the Hawks.
Toughest part is we've been able to see this Leopard team grind out the clock. We know Alta wants to answer back as quickly as possible. It's just up to their defense to try to get them back on the field.
1st and 10 coming up. Ball on the 46-yard line for the Hawks. Or excuse me, the Leopards. Ball snapped. Crosby stepping up, met in the backfield, and he'll be taken down for the sack.
Yeah, didn't see anywhere to go with the football down the field. Started scrambling into the pack as we see a flag come down for maybe some extra contact after the whistle. Could be bailing him out of a sack here.
Pocket collapses. Diego Batista with the sack, number 72, lying on the play.
This one's been fun. It's been low scoring, but it's been very physical and very fun so far.
Yeah, you can tell both teams could see a turning point for their seasons here. Both came out fired up, ready to play as this pushes back the defense and brings up a 1st and 1 for the Leopards.
15-yard penalty for a personal foul, roughing the passer. Call against the Hawks. That's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be...
That's something you don't see often. 1st and 1. Coming up for...
Oh, sorry. 2nd and 1.
So it'll be 2nd down, 2nd and 1.
Corrected on dead ball foul.
2nd and 1 coming up for the Leopards. Crosby will line up in the under center. Believe that's Fanua in the back as that one's just given off to Tucker McCormick. Flags come out again, but McCormick does plenty for a big gain.
Yeah, McCormick on the sweep, able to get to the outside.
Hand off to number 8, Tucker McCormick. Sweep left, gets around the left-hand side. Pick up the foul.
Also filled in as a backup quarterback at times this season. Glad to see him still able to make it on the field, make an impact.
McCormick threw for a couple of touchdowns in their last game in that win against Coronado.
Yeah, also has a rushing touchdown on the stat sheet as well.
Got a holding call against East.
So it'll go against the visiting Leopards.
We'll replay the count.
And so we'll try it again from 2nd and 1.
So holding might push him back a little bit further. As we've seen all kinds of different penalties, setting up all kinds of situations.
2nd and 6 coming up for East High. Crosby again will go under center. This time handed up the middle to Fanua. Fanua makes a good move to bounce out to the right. Gets enough possibly for the first, but the flags come out again after the play.
Number 2, Michael Fanua. Sweep right.
Potential dead ball fouls again as Fanua is able to bounce it out to the outside, find room and extra yardage. See what the call is, but potential first down here for the Leopards.
The officials now at the middle of this field talking it over, and so we'll go against this Alta defense.
Horse collar tackle called against the defense, moving the offense up to the 29-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line. East again looking to extend this lead, and met at the line of scrimmage. Not much going there, Nate.
No option dive here. Fanua again handed up the middle. Great job by the Alta defense, able to squeeze into their gaps and limit the amount of yardage Fanua could get.
It's going to be 2nd and 8 coming up for the visiting Leopards. Ball on the 27-yard line. Crosby again will go under center. This time he'll roll out to the right, looking to throw. And it's intercepted! Taken back by the Alta Hawks. Turnover!
An interception for the Hawks.
Yeah, after seeing plenty of run plays, wondering if Leopards would mix in a pass. Crosby rolls out, not able to read. Graham Millay able to jump the route and haul this one in for Alta, possibly turn things around for him, as we see Matt Mikea able to get back on the field with this offense.
And so that's going to be the second takeaway for the Hawks. First on the fumble, now on the interception. And for just the 3rd time this afternoon, Matt McKay and this offense taking the field as he'll line up in the shotgun. 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Hand up to Cottis. Met in the backfield. Absolutely nothing going there for the Alta offense.
Yeah, number 9, Manua Talua flying through the offensive line, getting into the backfield and just causing havoc.
And so it's going to be 2nd and 12.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Loss of 2 yards on the run. Ball on the 18-yard line. 3 receivers lined up near side. Looking to throw. Makea, as that one just can't be brought in by number 45. Wyatt Johnson, the tight end.
Yeah, with this pressure that the Leopards have been able to get so far, Makea looking for a quick slant route, not able to connect here, bringing up a 3rd and 12 for the offense.
Empty backfield coming up for the Hawks.
Leopards 3-4 front, looking to show pressure here.
McKay takes the snap, looking to throw, has to step up in the pocket. That's caught over the middle to Malele, and enough for their first down of the evening.
Yeah, great job. Great read there by McKay. Able to see the soft spot in the zone. Able to get it over the middle and move them for the first down of the night.
McKay again lined up, this time in the shotgun. And they'll change up the play from the sideline. As we have 3 receivers lined up on the near side. McKay, as the receiver goes in motion, handoff this time to Cottis. Cottis is able to make one miss. Still Cottis on his feet. Brought down after about a gain, but the flags come out again post-play.
Yeah, this 3-4 front for the Leopards has been dominant against this Alta rush attack so far. Again, able to make contact behind the line of scrimmage. Great job there on the Alta run game to at least get to the line of scrimmage. As we have another holding call in the field going against the Hawks, pushing him back.
So 1st and 20 coming up for Alta after the big gain over the middle. Ball on the 24-yard line. We have 16-14 left to go here in the second quarter. It's a 7-0 East lead. Matt McKay takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw. Over the middle again, but this time overthrown, incomplete. We might get an interference here.
Late flag coming in as we see light contact from the booth, but enough for the flag to come out. Penalty, if it's pass interference, will be applied from the line of scrimmage.
And so another flag. This one will go against the visiting Leopards. And Nate, I have to say, I've been here twice. I've been to Alta High School twice, and I will never get over the view with the mountains in the background.
No. As we are faced east on the mountain ridge, able to see both canyons.
One of the better views here in high school football, as we have the officials coming to have a conversation prior to the snap.
Yeah, not seeing a flag out there. Could be a sideline warning.
So 1st and 5 coming up for the Alta Hawks. Ball on the 39. McKay takes the snap, handoff to Cottis.
McKay keeps it.
Kept it, and then met in the backfield. Nothing going there. That's going to be a sack for East.
Yeah, another big tackle there by number 15, Kalia Palera. As I mix up team sheets, able to get there behind the line of scrimmage and continue to cause havoc. Been a long night so far for the Alta Hawks.
Loss of 2 on the play, and so it'll bring up 2nd and 7. Ball on the 37-yard line. 5:20 left to go in the second quarter. Approaching the half. It's a 7-0 East lead. This time up the middle, it's McKay again. And just brought down behind the marker, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 1 coming up for Alta.
Keep there on that jet sweep, able to open a lane up the middle and bring up a 3rd and short for this Alta offense.
3rd and 1. Power against power. That ball snapped right up the middle. Is it enough?
Looks like he falls was falling forward in the pile. Big 6'2" quarterback. See where the refs spot this one. I believe they picked up the first down.
Big scrum and push forward. That'll result in a first down.
So we'll go first down, Alta.
Hawks win the battle of the line of scrimmage on the short yardage. Should be first and 10 from the 44-yard line.
First and 10 coming up for the Hawks. Ball on the 44. And this is the most this offense has had this ball so far in this one. Ball snap. McKay looking to throw over the middle. Caught and then brought down. That will look like it was number 10, Jackson Dwala, on the catch.
Yeah, after a couple of quick possessions for the Alta Hawks, we're finally seeing this offense find a rhythm, start clicking together, and find the groove as they're starting to march down the field with 3 minutes left in the half.
So McKay coming out in the empty backfield. 3 lined up on the far side. Sweep kept by McKay. And down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a couple of inches on that gain.
Yeah, number 20, Jonah sliding with the shoelace tackle, bringing down McKay for the 3rd and 5 stop here.
And it looked like McKay came running off after the play. Jumps back to pass, steps up in the pocket, and short, just short of the first. That was number 12.
Hawks go empty, number 12.
Niumetuolo on the quarterback keeper, and now McKay will come back for the 4th down.
Yeah, I like the read there as he was able to see the opening up the middle, but great pressure there by number 15, Polier, able to make the stop for another jump offsides for the Leopards.
That's going to give Alta the first.
That's going to be an encroachment call against East. That's a 5-yard penalty, which will result
the Hawks
first down.
Able to catch the Leopards jumping. First down coming up for Alta with time running out on the clock. About 2 minutes left to go here in the second quarter.
Leopards making the Alta Hawks fight for every yard so far as they continue to march down the field with 2 minutes left in the half.
McKay takes the snap, looking to throw out wide, caught and brought down after a nice gain. It looks like that was number 88, Garth Weber.
Number 45, Wyatt Johnson. Check that, number 86.
Great connection there for McKay. So we see him finding a rhythm, able to make the reads, find the open man, pick up 6 yards on the play.
The announcer say that was tight end number 86, Slade Taylor, on the catch. 2nd and 4th, ball on the 37. Alta takes the snap, handoff to Cades, who's again just met in the backfield. Credit to that East D-line. Alta cannot establish a run game at the moment.
No, East D-line creating havoc. Legendary defensive lineman J.J. Watt said his proudest stat was tackle for loss, and he would be proud of this Leopard defensive line so far tonight as they continue to have stop after stop.
Little under 45 left to go in the second quarter. 3rd and 6. McKay takes the snap, looking to throw. That's caught. Gets the first. That was number 4, Jagger, on the catch.
Yeah, Jagger able to haul this one in for the first down. Great read there by McKay as the Leopards had a soft coverage out there in the flats. Able to move it up, knocking on the door of the red zone, their first trip so far, as we see a timeout for the Leopards.
Tackled by East number 21.
And so we'll have a timeout for the visitors. 28 seconds left on the clock. And don't forget, Heinemann & Associates is a flat rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 and let them know Rewind sent you.
First and 10, 28 seconds left on the board for the Alta Hawks to make it on the scoreboard before the end of the half. Look to see a couple of shots at the end zone from McKay as they're running out of time.
30 seconds to play in the half. 32 seconds.
And the official adding a little bit more time on the clock. He'll say that there's 32 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Alta lined up with the ball out on the left hash. Tight end and two wide receivers out to the wide side of the field.
McKay takes the snap.
Double pass.
Looking for the end zone. No, has to run it now off the pressure. Big play. I like the idea from Alta, but East was just all over that.
Yeah, short gain here. It's able to still pick up 6 yards on the play, looking to the field. Leopards able to stay home, not letting any wide receivers behind them. Leaving 20 seconds on the clock. And another chance for Alta to take a shot at this end zone.
New made Tuolu with the run. It's 2nd and 3 coming up. Ball on the 23-yard line. How aggressive are you in these situations? If you were out there coaching right now for Alta, do you just keep going for it until the clock ends, or do you try to end it with a field goal before the end of the half?
2nd down, 20 seconds. You give yourself about 10 seconds of play here. See where this one goes, and I think you need points at this point.
McKay drops back to pass. Escapes the pressure, rolls out to his right, looking for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Hawks!
McKay threads a needle over two defenders. Number 45. That is Wyatt Johnson, hauls it in, falls into the end zone for the first touchdown for the Alta Hawks tonight.
Wyatt Johnson, the tight end, in the corner of the end zone, pulls it in. And now to tie things up with 12 seconds left on the clock. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-7. We'll head into the break tied. How about that drive from Alta?
Yeah, Alta finally finding a rhythm, marching down the field. Just bit by bit, able to march their way down the field, finally get on the scoreboard with 12 seconds left in the half.
With 12 seconds to play in the half, Alta gets the equalizer.
7-7 here at Alta High School. Region 6 play getting underway.
I think that was an excellent play. We should probably cheer for that. That was fantastic.
Whole team very excited to be right back in this game.
How about an East return to the house on this play, Nate?
Could be possible. We haven't seen Alta. First kick went sort out of bounds here, so we'll see if they even put it in play or just back up East Leopards to the 20-yard line.
Kicking off for the Hawks, number 67,
so that's
Jackson McAllister. Back for East, number 1, Damian Otupolo, number 4, Nacio Otupolo.
As the ball is out, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Flags come out.
Yeah, not the field position you wanted to give the Leopards here, as there is enough time for them to try to take a shot.
That'll be a procedure call against the Hawks.
And so 12 seconds left. You're giving East a little bit more yards. We'll see if the Leopards decide to do something with those 12 seconds, or if they'll just kneel it down. We'll head to the break.
East not necessarily built for a 65-yard play. Won't be surprised if they just take the knee and head into the locker room to regroup.
Crosby coming out. This offense. Crosby will go under center. Hand off to McCormick. McCormick bounces out, gets about 8 on the run, and that should do it here for the first half. So we're heading into the break. We're tied at 7-7 in Region 6 opening play. Give us your thoughts on the East High Leopards, Nate.
Yeah, East High Leopards coming out, smash mouth football, able to march down the field. Powerful run game by Funu, able to mix in a few passes to keep the defense honest, but saw 3 possessions from East and 3 possessions from Alta. Just a quick half for us here.
And your quick thoughts on the Alta Hawks.
Alta Hawks, slow start here early in the game, able to finally answer right before halftime. We'll see what adjustments they can make to try to stop this East run game.
So we're heading to the break here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heidemann & Associates. The Alta Hawks 7, the East High Leopards 7. Stick with us for second half action when we return. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Heidemann & Associates. I'm Alex Napolis, happy to be joined by Nate Carter here at Alta High School, getting ready to kick off the second half. We're tied at 7, Nate.
Hard-fought 7 points by both teams here. We look to start the second half as the Leopards will kick off to the Alta Hawks.
East received in the first, and so now we'll have the Hawks taking the ball here in the second. Region 6 matchup to kick things off here in 5A.
Number 18,
and some interesting score lines around the other schools and the other games going on in 6A. We'll keep you updated on those. But we're ready to kick things off as East gets us underway here in the second half. 7-7, a botched punt, and a botched catch, and I think East recovers. And ultimately, they'll say it's Hawk ball.
Yeah, great recovery there by the Hawks. Tough when the Leopards came flying down on that kickoff. Definitely a risky situation. As we see the Hawks offense come out to the field.
And so instead of the fumble, the Alta Hawks dodge a close one there. They'll set up shop on the 23-yard line. First down. McKay lined up in the shotgun, caught us in the backfield. Handoff keeps it, runs out to his right, looking to throw, and it's incomplete. Looking in the direction of, looks like number 4, Jager.
Yeah, McKay with a defensive lineman dragging on him, able to get that out. Still incomplete, setting up a 2nd and 10.
intended for number 4, Diego. Bring up 2nd and 10.
So around Region 6, we'll head over to Brighton Highland, where the Highland Rams are currently trailing 6-4 against Brighton. Olympus currently taking an 18-6 lead over West, and East and Alta tied at 7-7 as McKay runs out to his right, looking to throw, keeps it with a pump fake, and gets maybe about 3 yards on that game.
Late flag coming out in the secondary, possible hold on the defense.
Pass rolls right. Pulls ball down, quarterback keeper.
Looks like the penalty going about against the defense in the secondary.
So McKay using his feet for the gain, gets out of bounds, and it will go against the East defense. And so that will give the Hawks the first down after McKay got about 4 yards on that game.
Tough to find an open wide receiver down the field if they're being held onto, Alex. Setting up a first down here for the Hawks.
And there's question on the original spot. The officials over here talking it over. And eventually they get it figured out, so we'll have a first down. Alta. First and 10, ball on the 36-yard line for the Hawks. McKay lined up in the shotgun. Cottis in the backfield takes the snap, hand off to Cottis, who runs it up the middle and gets some nice yardage on that East defensive line, who was just all over Cottis tonight.
Yeah, a lot of havoc here for the defensive line. But great job falling forward, able to pick up the additional yards here for a 2nd and 4 for the offense.
McKay will line up in the shotgun, going empty backfield on 2nd down. 3 receivers lined up on the near side. McKay takes the snap, looking to throw, out wide, gets caught, and it looks like that was number 2, Graham Malay, with the catch.
McKay able to find the soft spot in that cover 3, able to get it out to the flats for a first down.
Looks like it was number 4, Yeager, on the catch.
Number 26, Tate forces Yeager outbound. The first and 10 for Alta.
First and 10 coming up for the Hawks. Ball on the 49-yard line. McKay again goes empty backfield as Cottis now in motion, lines up. And that one will go to McKay. McKay just straight up the middle, and not for the first. Fumble recovered by the Leopards. It's going the other way. East recovers.
Looks like the refs are calling that he was down before the fumble. Could just be stop of forward possession. Definitely bailed out there by the refs as the ball came popping out and the Leopards falling on it, making it stand as a great run by McKay, making defenders miss, getting up to the 2nd level and getting this first down.
McKay and this offense dodge a close one. First and 10, ball on the 39 after the big run from McKay. And McKay takes the snap, bobbles a little bit on the ground, but still gets it out to Toala. And incomplete is the final call.
Yeah, wide receiver trying to allow the ground to help him out with that catch, not able to do so, bringing up a quick 2nd and 10 for the offense.
So after the big run from McKay, Toala can't connect on the pass. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 39-yard line again, just going in the empty backfield. Cottis will now, in motion, go into the backfield. McKay keeps it out to the right. It's a nice game there from the quarterback as McKay putting the offense on his back on this drive.
Yeah. Leopards playing aggressive, going after the handoff, leaving McKay able to waltz up, reach out for additional yardage, bringing up a 3rd and 6 for the Hawks as they continue to keep 3 wide receivers on the wide side of the field.
McKay lined up in the shotgun. Cottis in the backfield. 3rd down for the Hawks. And it's incomplete. Going over the middle, it looks like towards tight end Wyatt Johnson, who had the touchdown.
Yeah, able to make the read there, not able to get the ball delivered to the wide receiver, bringing up a 4th down here. Impossible go-for-it territory for the Hawks.
It looks like they will go for it as McKay stays out there.
We've seen the offense read the defense, look to the sideline to see if they still like the play.
McKay in the shotgun, takes a snap, drops back to pass. The pressure coming, has to step up and taken down. Turnover on downs. East will take back possession.
Junior Kafusi wrapping up the quarterback, causing a turnover on downs for the Leopards. And we bring out Crosby in the offense that has grinded out the clock each time they've touched the ball.
Alta was putting on a good drive. They found a little bit of momentum. McKay had really put that offense on his shoulders on that drive. A little help from a couple of flags here and there, but ultimately stalled out on fourth down as East get the ball back. 1st and 10 coming up, ball on the 36-yard line. Takes the snap just right up the middle, and maybe 2 yards on the gain.
Another wishbone look here for the Leopards. Popular back in the day by the Texas Longhorns. Keeps the defense guessing where the ball's going to go, who's going to block, who's going to get it, and push it up the field.
2nd down coming up for the Leopards. Ball on the 39-yard line, 2nd and 7. Again in the wishbone. Crosby hands it off. This time it's to, I believe that was number 4, Otukolo, and who gets a big gain and plenty for the first.
Yeah, able to pick up some solid blocks there. Sorry, by the offensive line and those other running backs to get up the field. First down at the 51-yard line, getting over halfway to the end zone.
Otukolo and Fanua, who have been tremendous in the backfield for the East Leopards, who again go out, hand off this one to Otukolo again, but met in the backfield and taken down for about maybe inches on the gain.
And up to number 2, off the right-hand side, tackled immediately by the Hawks, no gain. Tackled by number 4, Dave Yeager, after the Hawks D-line. Stacked him up to the back. 2nd and 10.
So 2nd down coming up for Alta. Ball on the 49-yard line. 8:04 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, just right up the middle, met in the backfield, and he's going to be taken down this time for a loss.
Yeah, Alta Hawks calling an interior blitz on the play, able to meet the handoff right at the line of scrimmage, push it back by a yard, bringing up a 3rd and 11 for the Leopards as they continue to go in this wishbone package. May need to mix things up for a better opportunity to pass and pick up the first down.
3rd and 11 coming up, ball on the 50-yard line. They need to get it past the 39 for the first.
Sticking with the wishbone formation.
Crosby, handoff. No, this time he keeps it, rolls out to his left, and he's taken down behind the sticks.
Yeah, not able to beat the last defender out to the edge. Brought down for a 4th and 6 as we have a Leopard down on the field. Hope he gets up soon.
And so we'll take a step away here on the Rewind Sports Network. I want to welcome you back into Alta High School. We're tied here at 7-7. It looked to be number 62, Pita Tupuala from East, who came off. And so on 4th down, we'll get to see East's punt team for the first time tonight.
No one back super deep for Alta to return. We see it squibbed rugby style out to the 9-yard line.
It'll go out of bounds at about the 8, and so a nice punt here from the East High punt team, who again comes out for the first time tonight and just pins Alta inside their own 10-yard line.
Alta finally able to find an answer for that smash mouth attack from the East Leopards. Last drive for the Alta offense, able to put points on the board. I'm sure they're eager to do it again.
So first down coming up. Ball on the 8-yard line. First and 10. 6:45 left to go in the third. Still tied at 7. Alta and this offense go to work again. McKay takes the snap, looking to throw out wide. That's a catch. It looks like that's Yeager who makes a move, makes one miss, and then pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, great job there, making the first contact, not able to force a tackle there and gain extra yards after the catch.
Second and 3 for the Hawks, tackled by East, number 21.
So second and 3 coming up. Ball on the 15-yard line. And McKay going again in this empty backfield. It worked really well for them on their last drive. And then Cottis now motions and takes the handoff right up the middle. Met by that D-line. And I think maybe just gets back to that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like forward momentum ended at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 as we see the stick move a little bit, bringing up a 3rd and 4 for the offense.
Third down and a big third down situation here for the Hawks. McKay with the empty backfield. 3 lined up, stacked almost over here to the near side. Looking to throw out to Yeager. Yeager makes a big catch, and that's enough for the first. And number 4, Yeager, has been fantastic in this second half so far.
Yeah, Yeager able to hold on to that. We've seen that route combo again, able to attack that cover 2 as the linebacker and the corner attack routes, leaving the last bunch guy open for a first down for the Hawks.
So 3 spread outs on the far side this time as McKay line up in the shotgun. Cottis in the backfield. The Hawks on 1st and 10. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Dumps it off to Johnson, and now Wyatt Johnson has plenty of room. Makes a move. He's out to the 50. He's pushed, taken down. Past the 40-yard line. Flags come out after the play. I think this one's going back, Nate, but Johnson, incredible stuff there from the tight end.
Yeah, it looks like the ref moving the flag to the point of one of the blocks. But running back screen, 2 big boys running out in front of him, blasting a hole open for Johnson. He's running down the field with few Leopards to beat there as he's met at the sideline.
Big gain from the Hawks, but it's going to come back, I believe, from the spot of the foul. Personal foul called against the Hawks.
Illegal block there, pushing him back from the spot of the foul. 15-yard penalty will put them on the 30-yard line.
So from going to East's 40-yard line, we'll bring it back to their own 30-yard line. And first and 3 coming up for Alta.
So the defense could be in a cover 3 again.
Nice dart over the middle, but just can't connect. Incomplete from McKay. Second down coming up for the Hawks.
Yeah, another great read from McKay we've seen all night. I believe he's going to the open wide receiver as often as he can, just not able to deliver a catchable ball.
Still tied at 7. 4:54 is all that's left as McKay line up in empty backfield, takes the snap, looking to throw. This one's out, and Yeager just can't bring that one in, just barely misses out on it. Incomplete.
Coming out to the outside shoulder, not able to hold on to that diving catch, bouncing off the turf, bringing up
So after the big play from Johnson, that was brought back from the flag. We're still here on 3rd and 3. Ball at the 30-yard line. McKay again with an empty backfield. They'll switch up the play prior to the snap. With the clock winding down, and so we'll get a timeout from the Hawks prior to.
Yeah, offense not able to see exactly what they wanted to audible into, rallying up together to make a play call on an important 3rd down.
And so 3rd down will wait just a little bit. Timeout called by the Hawks, and we'll take one as well here on the Rewind Sports Network. I want to welcome you back into Alta High School here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Still tied at 7-7. I'm Alex Napolis. Happy to be joined by Nate Carter. 3rd down coming up for the Hawks, Nate.
Yeah, it looks like big 3rd down here for the Hawks as they look to have one and another empty backfield look. Leopards lining up. Cover one man.
3rd and 3. Ball on the 30-yard line. 4:50 left to go.
Important
here
for the Leopards to remember that somebody's going to keep a hat on McKay, as we've seen him rush for a couple of 1st downs already tonight.
3rd down. McKay takes the snap, drops back to pass. The pressure's coming, has to roll out to his right, and basically just dumps it away. Incomplete to avoid the sack, and so now 4th down coming up for the Hawks.
Yeah. 20 Jonas sliding, flying through, pressuring McKay. Could have been an intentional grounding call. Looks like he got it over the line of scrimmage, though, forcing the punt team out here for the Alta Hawks.
4th and 3. And the Hawks will just punt it away. That's unfortunate, I think, on the Hawks offense and the Hawks side, because they had the huge gain from Johnson, but then was brought back on the flag as that punt is up and away. And that one will just roll back, and it'll catch at about the 14 for the East High Leopards, and so East will have a chance on offense again.
Great punt there, able to bury the Leopards back into their own side of the field. Again, we'll see Crosby come out with this offense, see if they adjust from the wishbone, mix in a little more air raid to get down the field.
And so the visiting East Leopards will set up shop at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. Crosby this time will go in the shotgun with, it looks like, Otukolo out in the backfield. Takes the snap, handoff, keeps it. Crosby has nowhere to go. What a tackle by the Alta Hawk defense.
Yeah, Alta Hawks taking a turn, making plays in the backfield. Swarmed up there, able to wrap up Crosby, and a loss of 4 yards, putting them back on their own 11-yard line.
Looks like it was number 5, Kelvin Liavaha, back out there to make the play for the Hawks. Loss on the run, on the quarterback keeper for the Leopards. 2nd and 13 coming up, ball on the 11-yard line. Handoff this time, or Crosby goes in the air. What a cut over the middle to Fanua. Fanua now has all the time and space, cuts out to his right. Still on his feet as Fanua has to cut back out to his left. And now Yeager brings him down, but how about Fanua?
Fanua streaming down the middle of the field, looking for grass as he's able to shake off a few defenders. Tries to cut back across the field where he's met in the middle. Finally taken down by a gang of Hawks. Big yardage here for Crosby to Fanua connection.
Huge play from Fanua. Gets it out to the 48-yard line, just short of the 50. And now Crosby goes out with a pass again. This time it's McCormick, and McCormick, I think, just got enough for that first.
Yeah, met right at the stick as we saw it goes down. They're moving the sticks. Another first down, back-to-back first down here for Crosby and the Leopards. Having a lot more success with the single back package than they did on the previous drive in the wishbone.
After the catch from Tyler McCormick, it's 1st and 10, ball on the 48, on Alta's 48, as the visiting Leopards trying to put on a drive as that one's handoff to Utukolo, and Utukolo just taken down. Big tackle from the Hawks, but that might be enough for the first.
Yeah, Luku able to get up the field, then safety Grammalay flying over the pile, laying a big hit there and making the stop. See where they spot the ball again, because this could be a third consecutive first down for the East Leopards.
And it looks like they'll spot it just short. But maybe we'll see where the official spot is, because the official's now all in the middle of the park over on the left hash, talking it out.
Yeah, both teams on the sideline. Did not see a timeout called here. Maybe official timeout as they're waving the players back on the field. Or just trying to talk to the coaches now. Interesting.
The head coaches are coming out now, yeah.
Yeah, both refs walked out here talking to both head coaches out here talking to the refs. Could be a quick warning, making sure everything stays sportsmanlike, as we've seen a hard-fought battle. Neither team rolling over yet. It's moments like these I wish that the refs were mic'd up, Alex.
Maybe one day. We'll get Dane and Dusty to have that happen.
I just feel left out. I just want to know. It looks like all the Leopards being brought in for a coach's message. Coach Teo just talking to his defense on the field right now, hoping the assistant coaches can pass on the message to the rest of the sideline.
And so Alta's defense, they were about to go out, but it looks like were brought back just momentarily. Now they will trot out, and the rest of that East High Leopards team heading back over to the sideline. I'm sure it had to be a conversation about the tackle that we just saw, the hit that we just saw. 1st and 10 coming up. Ball on the 34-yard line. Or excuse me, 2nd and 1st, as that should be plenty for the first down for East. And yes, we'll move the sticks. Crosby keeper and first down East.
Yeah, Crosby keeper, able to just shoot up, dive over the line, pick up the first down on the opposing 30-yard line, knocking on the door of the red zone, and another chance to put points on the board.
First and 10, ball on the 30-yard line. East lined up with Crosby under center. Fumble! Who comes out with that one? Not much excitement from the defense, and so I'm assuming East recovers.
Yeah, a little mix-up there on the sweep. Not able to get the snap under control and hand it off to the intended runner, bringing up a 2nd and 10.
So the ball comes out after the play, recovered well by the visiting Leopards. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 30 as the clock winds down. We have 1:30 left to go here in the third. And another miscue from East, and that one is recovered by the Hawks. Turnover. Alta will take over.
Yeah, defensive line came flying up. Looks like number 11, Lega Toafokoa, able to dive on that one and recover against the East Panthers. They had a couple shaky snaps leading to this turnover and a chance for McKay and this offense to take the lead.
Unfortunate back-to-back miscues from East. You have the fumble on the previous one, then you have the far snap, I guess, where that one's given back to Alta. Now the Hawks trying to mount an attack here on late in the third quarter as that one just taken down.
Yeah, it looks like McKay able to hold on to it as the sweeping wide receiver really wanted to hold on to it. Miscommunication there. McKay falls on it, loss of 3 yards on the play.
Ball carrier. Loss of 3.
And so now it's 2nd and 13, ball on the 42. McKay lined up in the shotgun. This time he keeps it again up the middle, but absolutely nothing going there as he's met in the backfield. And that East D-line coming up huge again.
Another loss of half a yard here for the Alta offense. Not able to make much so far out of the fumble recovery from the defense.
So how about this? 10 seconds left, still tied at 7-7. We're going to head into the fourth quarter tied with everything to play in those final 12 minutes. And we didn't want to get any plays going off, so we'll just come and bring it in for the end of the third. Tied at 7, 12 minutes left. Nate, talk to us about this matchup.
Yeah, another exciting ball game for us tonight, Alex. Both teams playing physical, dominating on both sides of the ball as we've seen a few turnovers, a lot of tackles for loss. Going into the fourth quarter, we'll see what team can put points on the board next.
Alta 7, East 7 as we head to the fourth. Stick with us here on the Rewind Sports Network for the conclusion of this one. Welcome back into Alta High School. Happy to be with you. I'm Alex Annapolis, joined by Nate Carter. We're entering the fourth quarter. We're still tied at 7-7. 12 minutes left. Everything to play for here in the fourth. McKay drops back to pass, looking deep, and it is intercepted. Taken back by the Leopards.
Yeah, big steal there by the DB as he's able to get under the ball. Comes up with it. A 3rd and 13 turned into a 1st and 10 for the East Leopards. Great way for the defense to respond, getting the ball back into their offensive hand after the fumble snap recovered by the Hawks.
So you're right. Yeah, you're right. At the end of the third, Hawks were able to win it back off the fumble, and then immediately just give it back to East, and now East coming back to try to mount a drive after that fumble. Crosby in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, looking to throw into McCormick, and McCormick holds it in for a huge gain.
Yeah, nice corner route there for McCormick. Able to get out under the safety and over the cornerback. Great ball by Crosby. Hits him in stride, picks up yards after the catch, puts him over the 50-yard line, and a first down for the Leopards.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 49. East with a huge play through the air. Tyler McCormick just brings it in for the gain. And Crosby now hands it off to Okutolo and just absolutely taken down in the backfield.
Yeah, defense flew in there, leading with the helmet. The ref giving him a warning there. Tackle for loss. setting up a 2nd and 13 for the Leopard offense. Big hit there coming flying into the backfield.
So after that run from Utukolo just doesn't end up anywhere. Nice defensive play from the Hawks. It's 2nd and 13. Ball on the 48. Crosby takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw, has to step up in the pocket, avoids pressure, looking deep, and incomplete over the middle. Looks like that was intended for Marcus.
Yeah, Crosby not able to get set up enough under pressure with the pocket collapsing around him, steps up, able to see the wide receiver in the middle of the field, not able to connect to him. Tough to get that ball out on the move.
So 3rd down, 3rd and 13, ball on the 48. We've seen East convert time and time again. We'll see if they're able to do it again as Crosby takes the snap, drops back, pressure coming, and he's going to be sacked.
Alta bringing 5, able to get home to Crosby, pushing a deep 4th down for the Leopards, and the punt team coming out. Great job by the Alta defense getting the Leopard offense off the field, and hopefully the ball back for their offense.
So after the interception thrown by McKay, the Alta defense comes up huge on 3rd down. Fourth down is just going to be punted away by Otukolo. Was able to pin him deep last time. This time it'll take a bounce again, and it'll be dead at about the 10.
Back to receive the punt.
Good punt there from the Leopards.
Yeah, another great punt there as it died right on the 10-yard line, pinning the Alta Hawks back deep in their own territory again.
Hawks will take over 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. 9:36 to play in the game.
So now Matthew McKay and this offense taking the field again after the interception. They'll set up shop at the 10-yard line. The empty backfield has worked for them well throughout this one, and they're coming out and empty again.
Cover 2 man here for the defense.
McKay takes a snap, looking to throw, pressure coming, and he's going to be sacked.
Yeah, wrapped up by a gang of Leopards, again for a loss. Bring up a 2nd and 12.
Number 9, not allowed. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12.
So we're within 9 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Still tied at 7-7 in this opening Region 6 matchup between the Alta Hawks and the East Leopards. McKay lined up in the empty backfield again as Cottis goes in motion. Will get it out to Yeager, and Yeager trying to make a move. Gets maybe 4 on the game.
Offensive line trying to get out front for that screen read, trying to push forward for additional yards, bringing up a 3rd and 7. Again, deep in their own territory.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 13. McKay lined up in the shotgun. Cottis in the backfield. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking to throw over to his receiver, caught, and that should be enough for the first. That's number 88, Garth Weber, on the catch.
Looked like a miscommunication there with the Leopard DBs, leaving the wide receiver open and enough yards for the 1st down.
1st down, Hawks. Ball on the 29. McKay again lined up in the shotgun. And did they get East to jump?
Yeah, eager Leopards jumping off sides again, giving them a 5 yards, 1st and 5 for Alta Hawks. Seen these East Leopards having a hard time finding an answer for the Alta bunch wide receiver set.
So 1st and 5 coming up on the 29-yard line. McKay again in the shotgun. Cottis in the backfield. Pitch to Cottis. Cottis will now take it up the left. Cottis finds an edge. Cottis gets the first. Still Anthony Cottis, and what a run. What a gain from Anthony Cottis, the junior running back.
Huge pitch there for Cottis as he's able to get out in space. A blocker's in front of him. Keeps pushing down the field for a large gain there. So far this season, been a very efficient running back. Had a little more of a quiet game up until that play.
And the first half, East had Cottis wrapped up in the backfield. They essentially did not let Alta establish that running game, and now Cottis trying to gain some confidence, trying to gain momentum with a big run. As this time McKay keeps, and he'll be met at the line of scrimmage. Is able to push forward, get a nice little push from the pile to get a gain, and so Alta just keeping that drive going.
Yeah, fourth quarter starting to see the Leopard defense show some fatigue as they were wrapping up and bringing down the Alta Hawks in the backfield multiple times earlier in the night. Not able to do so as McKay's able to still run for 5 yards.
2nd and 6 coming up. 40 ball on the 48. McKay swishing up the play prior to the snap. Will take the snap as he drops back to pass, looking to throw over the middle. That's another catch again by Weber.
Yeah, that 8-yard hitch route out of that bunch package has been the Leopards' kryptonite so far tonight. McKay's always been able to read it and find an open man and starting to connect on it more often than not.
Hits Weber nicely for a 10-yard gain, and so it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 39. McKay takes the snap again, this time pitched off to Cottis again, trying to catch East, but East this time not fooled by the pitch.
Yeah, East coming up strong there, able to wrap him up and not let go for a gain of inches on the play.
Sweep to the Hawks, number 21, Anthony Cottis. Can't get the edge, turns it upfield.
2nd and 10, ball on the 39.
Tackled by East.
I think the most important thing for Alta in this situation is that clock has been ticking and ticking away.
Yeah, ball staying in bounds for most of the evening.
McKay now looking to throw, going deep and incomplete again, looking in the direction of Weber, but this time overthrown.
Yeah, that could be a ball he wants back when he watches film later in the week, as Weber had a step on his man. Potential for a big play there.
Third and 10 coming up on the 39-yard line. Still tied at 7-7. McKay and this offense have looked well on this drive, putting on a good drive. We'll see if they're able to capitalize as McKay keeps it right up the middle, met again by Leopards, and will be taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, McKay fighting for extra yardage, not going down quick, and finally buried by the Leopard defensive line.
So it's going to bring a 4th down, and it looks like the Alta punt team is out, and so they chewed up a lot of clock on this drive, but unfortunately just stalled out on 4th down. Or on 3rd down, excuse me.
Yeah, as this game flies through, 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Big punt.
Punted away. We'll see if the Hawks are able to pin him deep again, and they do this time. Not as deep as the last time, but definitely still inside their own 20, and so East again bringing out their offense with 4:40 left to go.
Yeah, we've seen long drives out of the Leopards so far. Potential to be game-ending drive with the way Crosby's been handing off, and the Leopards have been running up the field.
So it's September 1st. The weather is going to start changing. The fall is right around the corner. Make sure to contact Advanced Window Products at 801-850-910. They have an offer for a fall window sale. Get $2,000 off, 10 windows or more. Financing available for 60 months with 0% interest for a limited time only. Make sure to get in contact with Advanced Window Products. Nothing going there on the 1st and 10.
No, looked like could have been a bad snap with running backs diving on it to recover it there. Being the ball still on the 17-yard line. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 coming up for the Leopards. Crosby under center. Handoff. As nice run here, as still on his feet, as Fanua finally brought down after he gets 12 yards on the game. That's enough for an East first down.
Fanua, the hard-running senior running back for the Leopards, able to bring up a first down after having a quieter second half.
Fanua just powering through. Gets the first. So it's 1st and 10, ball on the 28. As McCormick takes the snap, drops back to pass, throws, caught, and it's now a nice run, another play from Fanua, and it looks like East calling Fanua's number early here on this drive.
Yeah, we see a change of pace on McCormick. Dropping back to pass, able to find the productive Fanua over the middle. Gain of 6 here.
Tucker McCormick will now lead this offense in the final 3 minutes of this one, trying to mount that game-winning drive. McCormick will go under center. Handoff, this time it's to Otukolo, and he's met by the Hawks.
Yeah, wrapped up there right at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 4. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Important to pick this one up.
3rd down, a huge 3rd down coming up for the Leopards. 3rd and 3, ball on the 35. 2:15 left to go on the clock. We'll get a timeout taken by the Eastside Leopards. And Nate, I know you said you didn't like camping earlier, but make sure to head out to Igloo Outfitters. They have the coziest wearable sleeping bags, and they have you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments.
Yeah, wearable sleeping bag doesn't sound too bad. Chilly fall night, able to wear one of those when we're up on a rooftop calling a game. Might be the perfect fit for us, Alex.
Go over to igloooutfitters.com now. Enter Rewind, $20 off. And who knows? Maybe we'll be there next game with some Igloo Outfitters wearable sleeping bags. Third and 3 coming up. Huge 3rd and 3 for the Eastside Leopards. .2:16 left on the clock. McCormick lined up in the shotgun. Fanua in the backfield. 3 out wide. The pressure coming. A false start.
Multiple Leopards moving early on the drive. Tough time to get backed up even further.
It'll push him back 5 yards, and it makes this 3rd down just that much more difficult.
We've seen these Leopards come out of a 2nd and 32, pushed with their backs up against the wall. Definitely a team that's capable of making a big play in a big moment.
The home side getting into it. 3rd down play. Here we go. East takes the snap. McCormick looking to pass, and that is incomplete.
McCormick gets a lot of air under the ball intended for number 26, the sophomore Tate, not able to get there, bringing up a long fourth down for the Leopards. You're seeing the Leopards punt team come out to the field.
That is back-to-back huge defensive stands from Alta. They were able to get the ball back nicely on their last defensive drive. They do it again, and now East will punt it away with 2:15 left on the clock, and Alta will have another shot at going ahead in this one.
Number 10, Jackson Tuala back for the Hawks.
The punt is up, it's away. And that one will roll, and it'll roll, and it'll roll, and into the end zone, touchback. But gotta give credit for the hustle there from East.
Yeah, it took a favorable bounce and then two favorable as that kept rolling straight into the end zone, giving back the field position to the Hawks at the 20-yard line.
It looked like it was Otukolo who was heading back there to try to pin that one deep, but unfortunately just rolls into the end zone, touchback. And so now the Alta Hawks will get the ball on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, with 2:04 left to go.
Empty backfield again for the Alta Hawks.
Takes the snap, looking to throw. Has to roll out to his right and just dumps it away. Nothing going there for the Hawks.
Pocket collapsing before he was able to get his eyes downfield. Bringing up 2nd and 10 for the Alta offense. We just crossed over in the last 2 minutes of regulation.
Tied game. 7-7 East Alta in this opening Region 6 matchup for these both sides. East still looking for their first win against a Utah side, and Alta trying to continue that undefeated streak as that ball's handed off as McCormick keeps, and so right up the middle.
Yeah, McKay getting a yard on the play against, again, another great stop here by the Leopards defensive line.
3rd and 8, ball on the 20-yard line. McKay takes the snap, looking to throw. It's caught, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds before the sticks. It'll stop the clock, but 4th down for Alta.
4th and 2, 4th and 3 from the all side of the field. Looks like the punt unit is coming out quick.
Tackled by East 0, Marcus Lorcher.
So 4th down. Punt team back out onto the field. And they'll just kick this one away. To keep this one. Or to give this one back to East, and almost blocked. Is able to just get it away, and East will now get the ball back in not too bad field position with 1:18 left on that clock.
Yeah, time putting the Leopards up against their back. As we've seen multiple long drives. Hopefully Coach Match is able to, Matich is able to dial up something here to get this ball down the field in 1 minute and 18 seconds for the Leopards.
I got to give credit to East's John Amone, who was so close to blocking that punt.
We asked that all Alta player families meet their athlete on the west end by the entrance past the soccer field. Congregating by the concession booth will not be permitted tonight.
And so 1st and 18, or excuse me, 1st and 10, ball on the 45. Hand up right up the middle to Fanua. Fanua gets a huge gain as the flags come out. The helmets are out. And we'll see what the call is.
Yeah, 2 helmets pop right off again as Fanua is able to fly up again on that halfback dive. Ball spotted right at the stick. Looks like they'll give him the 1st down and possibly a lot more with potential penalties going against the defense.
The officials now talking it over near the middle of the field.
Looks like they've decided the call. Targeting personal foul here. So we saw the helmet pop off the running back. Going to be a 15-yard penalty, putting this Leopard team up on the 30-yard line, knocking on the door of the end zone with 1:12 left, Alex.
At this point in the game, you got 12 seconds left. You're tied at 7-7, and that penalty just set up Alta in very good position.
Yeah, we see Crosby out under center again in the wishbone formation.
Crosby takes the snap, handoff up the middle to Fanua. Taken down after possibly 6 yards on that gain, and so East can now probably just see out this clock and think about putting one through the uprights for 3.
Yeah, definitely an option here, as we've seen a clean PAT earlier in the game.
Again, hand up the middle. That should be enough for the first. We'll see where the spot is as the clock keeps winding. 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like they were mixing in some fresh legs as they handed off to number 9, Papa Mateolua, listed as a defensive lineman on the roster. Big beef coming up the middle.
Again, right up the middle. Stuffed behind the line, I believe it was. The clock did not stop, has not stopped, and finally we got a timeout taken.
And up the middle, number 8, McCormick.
McCormick takes it up the middle.
6 seconds left on the clock. Timeout taken here.
And so it comes down to this. 5 seconds left. The timeout taken.
Timeout taken by East.
Fourth and 1.
Less than 1, 4th and inches. I am speechless, Alex. We see a field goal here for East, and do we see a overtime? I just don't know.
6 seconds left. It comes down to this. It's going to come down to the field goal. The field goal unit will now trot out onto the field to try for a game-winning field goal. And the fans get loud. They get rowdy. Field goal going to be attempted by, it looks like, number 99, Lucas Viana. And a timeout taken to ice that kicker. And you know what, Nate? We'll take one as well here on the Rewind Sports Network.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit any of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
It comes down to this. A field goal to win it for the East High Leopards. 7-7, 5 seconds left. Lucas Viana onto the field. And the Alta Hawks get loud. They get rowdy.
Wind at his back.
Kick is up, and the kick, it's good! It's good, and the East High Leopards! Well, if the flags come out,
Leopards forgetting
the play.
Clock was stopped with 2 seconds left as we see the whole East bench celebrating on the field.
I believe the flag is for the celebration.
Yeah, definitely. Situation could be applied here to the kickoff, as I believe the flags came out after the kick was good. 4th and inches, 6 seconds left. The kick went through. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Leopards as they had a party in the middle of the field to celebrate the clutch kick. Going to be pushing back the kickoff here. 2 seconds left.
So barring a Minnesota miracle, or in this case a Sandy miracle,
Keep the band off the field.
It'll be the East High Leopards who are going to walk out of Alta High with a 10-7 win. 2 seconds left. Lucas Viana and this East High Leopards team still have to come out and take the kickoff. And with the flag, it might be returnable.
Yeah, definitely a chance to put this ball in play here. Could see the hands team lined up out here for the Alta Hawks. A little bit more athletes to pitch the ball around to try to make something out of nothing. Should be the last play of the game.
Lucas Viana, number 99 of the Eastside Leopards, with a game-winning field goal.
Ball falls off the tee. Kickoff team needs to make sure someone stays back just in case the unthinkable happens.
And the last chance for the Hawks as that ball is squibbed up. 2 seconds left. Here come the Hawks. Last chance. Here comes one pitch. And he's up the sideline. And he's met and taken down. And that'll do it. East High wins. East High wins.
A hard-fought 10-7 game. All heart here from both sides. Tough to see it go this way as the East Leopards come out on top to give the Alta Hawks their first loss of the season.
How about East High, who had lost to Orem, lost to Skyridge, now comes back and says, hey Alta, welcome to Region 6.
Yeah, East happy to come away with this one. Potential showboating as they want the teams to line up on the 50. Alta Hawks coaches just waving them off the field after this game had been slightly chippy, very physical all night. No hands will be shaken here after a hard-fought game for both sides.
It was a power versus power. East High came into Alta High, walks out with the first win. They'll start region play with 1-0. Alta begin their Region 6 adventure at 0-1. The final score, East High Leopards 10, Alta Hawks 7. And that's going to do it for us. From Alex Napolis, Nate Carter, and the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching.